Hi, I'm Grant Coleman from Smooth and Smoky Salad Dodgers, and today I'm cooking sun pork ribs. Yeah, we've had some good success with this process that we've been doing now for the last couple of years, and last comp we had second in the comp, and hopefully this weekend we can take out first place with this process. Our process is we purchase the pork ribs of normal, and then we trim them back to the meat so there's not much fat on, take the membrane off the back, and then after we do that, make sure there's no straggly bits of meat, and then have them prepped up nice and straight, and then we'll inject them. We inject them with 4Monkeys pork rub and use a dash of maple syrup in that rub as well. After we inject them, we give them rub. On the inside I use killer honeybee on the inside of the ribs, and then I turn them over, and on the outside I use a special rub that's been created by myself, a mixed rub, and a bit of killer honeybee, hardcore red, and a mixture of a few other rubs, but mainly a real sweet honey based rub. That's what I like to use. So then we put them in the smoker. We run the smoker at 275 the GMG Fahrenheit, and we run it for probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours, just to the rubs nice and dry on the top of the ribs. And the main thing is making sure it's dry, so when you do the next process, you don't wash the rub off the ribs. Once they get to that stage, usually around a 160 Fahrenheit, 165 Fahrenheit, we'll take them out. Then we'll put them in foil for the last process. So what we'll do is put the foil down, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of maple syrup, and a little bit of butter, and just a little bit on the bottom, and sit the rib on it, and then just put a little bit of maple syrup on top of the rib. Always place our ribs meat down, and then we wrap them up nice, 2 layers of foil, so we don't lose any of them juices to cook in that next period. Once the ribs are cooked, they've got to be nice, you've got to get that texture right. So usually, we do a little bit of, about 204, 205 Fahrenheit, making sure that the texture's right, because that's what the judges want, texture's the main thing. So once we get that right, we take the ribs out, and I'll cut the ribs, and I'll cut them meat down, always, so I can get them nice and square, and I'll cut them, and then I'll put them on a rack, and once I put them on that rack, I'll sauce them, and I'll sauce the top sides, and put them on the rack. And once they're all cut on the rack, then I'll put them back in the smoker for about 10 minutes, just to get that sauce to be nice and sticky for the judges. So when you do present, either a minimum of 6, but I like to put 8 or maybe even 10 with these nice little ribs, straight ribs, and they're nice and sticky from that, putting them back into the pit. If I give anyone advice on pork ribs, my main thing is to have a nice rub, nice sauce so it's nice and sticky so people like it, but you've got to make sure that texture's right. If that texture's not right, so when you bite it, it actually bites off the bone, it doesn't fall off the bone, and everyone will enjoy it.